What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to a brand new video. It is officially time for our first offseason rebuild of a team eliminated from the actual playoffs, and that being the Brookyln Nets, who got swept by Philly in 4 in the first round. And Brookyln finds himself in a very interesting position as they have a multitude of assets. Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson. They could definitely go a number of ways on how they want to go about this offseason, so definitely got a fun little offseason rebuild ahead of us. Let's go ahead and jump in and do this Brookyln Nets offseason rebuild. Before we get into today's video, make sure you guys drop a like on this one, subscribe if you are new to the channel. As always, greatly appreciated. We are setting a goal of trying to reach 50k subs for the end of this year, so if you're not subscribed, be helpful if you did subscribe. But the Brookyln Nets are, like I said, in a very interesting position because they could go a number of ways on how they want to go about this offseason. They could go ahead and, of course, trade Mikal Bridges. They can, that would be the main piece. They could trade like a Cameron Johnson in a sign-in trade. They could trade or Finney Smith. Like, there's a lot of things this team can do, but then they also can go the other direction where they trade for a star because they do have some first-round picks they got back from the Kevin Durant trade, and they have some wings and some other younger players that I think a lot of teams would covet. So there's a lot of different things the Nets can do this offseason, and of course, there's no incentive for them to tank, though. So I would assume they'll probably try to be good because they don't even own their first-round picks because of the James Harden trade. So let's get started. Let's go straight to the lottery. I don't believe we're going to be in the lottery this offseason with any draft picks. I don't believe the Suns pick is going to... well, I think we have the Suns pick, but obviously it's not in the lottery. So, down the line, though, as Blaze get number 1, which is crazy, by the way. But Blaze got the number 1 overall pick, and we have 21 and 22 in this draft. So, not too shabby. We can definitely use those to our advantage. So, let's just get straight into it. I do have an idea of what I'm going to try to do. Now, will I be able to execute it? I have no clue. It's going to be definitely a tough challenge, but something I want to look into. Honestly, I don't feel like I'm going to be trading Mikal Bridges and going the rebuild route. I actually want to be like good right away if I can. So that is going to be the goal. I'm going to try to get a star here in Brookyln because I feel like we have the assets to pull it off. But it's just a matter of trying to find the right star. I have a guy in mind as my favorite target, but we shall see if I can, pull that off. But regardless, I'm going to fill this out, and I'll see you guys on draft night with either drafting a couple players or trying to make a trade. Today's video is brought to you by Prize Picks. The NBA playoffs are officially upon us, and there's no better way to get more out of the NBA playoffs that you're watching with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is a player props app that allows you to bet overs or unders on the players you love watching. Let me show you the website. Prize Picks is available on mobile or desktop. Currently, we're on the desktop version, and you're going to be opened up with this. Basically, you have every sport you can imagine. You got tennis, soccer, PGA, CSGO if you're into stuff like that, MMA, but we're here for the NBA. The play-in tournament is officially starting, and I'm looking at some of these props right here, and I'm feeling juicy. So all you basically do, you can choose between 2 to 6 players. This is my favorite way of getting more out of the game I'm watching. I'm already going to watch the game, so might as well have some fun with it. So let's say I wanted to go Clint Capella over points, and let's say I want to go like maybe over Tyler Hero's prop as well. You just go more and more. 3 or 2 players is 3 times your money, and you can go all the way up to 25 times with 6 players. If you're still unsure about it, here are some examples of winnings I've had in the past, and you can go ahead and sign up with my link down in the description below. Use code Crushables. They're matching your deposit dollar for dollar up to $100 for first-time users. Thank you, Prize Picks, for sponsoring today's video. The guy I want to bring on this team is one of Mikal Bridges' good friends, and of course he is in Portland, and that is Damian Lillard. Now I will say I don't think Dame goes anywhere this offseason. I'm just guessing he won't be going anywhere. I could be wrong, but if he were to be traded, Brookyln is one of those teams that at least have assets. It's not like other teams that literally don't have the ability to get him. Brookyln would be an interesting destination because him and Mikal Bridges are actually like really good friends in real life, so those two would like have chemistry right away. Whether it's Bridges going to Portland or Dame maybe joining him in Brookyln, I could see that happening potentially, but we got to pull this off. I don't know how easy this is going to be, but I'm going to try it before draft night, and if I can't pull it off here, then I'll try after draft night potentially. So Claxton I think would have to be part of the trade. If Portland were to trade Dame, they're going to want some kind of young player, and I think Claxton would fit perfectly. I don't think you trade Mikal Bridges in this scenario because why would Portland want Mikal Bridges back in return if they're trading Dame? I guess they could technically, but still, I'm going to go and try to keep him on this team and have Dame and Mikal Bridges be our backcourt here in Brookyln. So I'm going to have to include Ben Simmons' terrible contract, but then I'm going to include like every first round pick I can possibly offer. I don't know if they'll accept this, but it's going to be worth a shot. So what if the Suns pick? Okay, so that's 5 first round, or 4, yeah, 1, Did I count? 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, 4 first-round picks, I should say, for Damian Lillard with Claxton and Simmons. I don't know if this goes through. I'm going to offer it. They don't agree. That's fair enough. I was going to at least try it. So let's just jump in and draft at 21 and 22. Maybe we can visit them again after the draft and see what they say then. So I saw Keontae George, and I know he has some good trade value, especially down the line. So I'm going to go ahead and get him. And we have back-to-back picks, so I don't even need to sim to next user pick. And then next guy, Chris Murray, Colby Jones, Monty Bates, who just declared for the draft, by the way. Derek Lively. I guess I'll go ahead and draft Derek Lively just in case, because we might be trading away Claxton this offseason if we're going to try again for Dame. So the Blazers drafted Scoot Henderson instead of Wembanyama. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely getting Dame from them. That makes no sense. And if they were to do that, that would be utterly very stupid. So I'm going to retry that trade, because why on earth would you? I just don't get it. So I'm going to accept these. And then having Cameron Thomas in this trade would probably boost it up a little bit as well. So that should help out a ton. And then obviously 2K is glitching right now on me, which is super annoying. But, and then qualifying offers, we definitely want to bring back Cameron Johnson on top of that. So that's something we'll be looking into. But free agency time, of course, I could sign. I don't know why it keeps doing that. But if I can go ahead and sign a free agent, like, that'd be cool. But we don't have the money to do that. So my main thing, like I mentioned, is I'm going to try to get Dame. So let's build a trade again. So now I'm coming back to the Blazers with hopefully a better trade package they actually like. I'm offering Claxton, Cameron Thomas, Keontae George, Ben Simmons, and 2 first-round picks. Ben Simmons has to be in the trade because of his terrible contract. Unless if I can do it without Ben Simmons, maybe I can throw Joe Harrison there instead, and it just won't go through. So Simmons has to be in the trade. I also moved him to small forward to hopefully boost up his trade value a little bit. Don't know if this is going to change anything. Of course, if I can include more first, I would. But this is what I'm essentially going to offer, and they agree. So just like that, we have Damian Lillard now in Brooklyn. So just like that, we have our backcourt of Dame and Mikal Bridges here in Brooklyn. And I think that was all worth it. So we trade away 4 pieces, but we got a backcourt of Dame and Mikal Bridges that can help us win right now. So we got to keep going in that direction where we're trying to win right now. So the next step is, of course, going to be trying to maximize free agency. Main thing is resigning Cameron Johnson to be our small forward. He would fit perfectly, so I'm going to bring him back. But what else can I add onto this team? The backup center position, not really that great in free agency, to be honest with you. I do see like Omer, who actually wouldn't be a terrible option just because he actually might go up a little bit in overall still. So I'm going to go ahead and use my mid-level on Omer to be my backup center. So we're going to snag him, and then hopefully Derek Lively can develop behind him. So we'll sign Omer to be our backup center, and then it's just a matter of signing Cameron Johnson back as well, which is what we'll take care of right now if he's still here. Boom. Cameron Johnson, 4 years, 15 million. I think is more than fair for someone like him. And then I'm probably going to resign Watanabe as well. And I see like Moses Brown, Drew Smith, and David Duke, but I'm not going to worry about them. Is there anybody else? I see Seth Curry, Watanabe already I made an offer to. I guess I'll go ahead and offer Seth Curry a contract as well. This is just going to give us a ton of options to make other trades, because we're definitely far from done this offseason. Because right now, if you look at this team, it's Dame, Dinwiddie. Actually, Dinwiddie potentially come off the bench for Dame. I think that's kind of cool. Our shooting guard, of course, Mikal Bridges. Our small forward will be Cameron Johnson. Our power forward will be Finney Smith, Royce O'Neal, which I think is great. And then our center position, obviously we trade away Claxton in order to get Dame. We need to maximize this, upgrade this easily. So Day'Ron Sharpe is probably going to be included in trade. And then maybe we can throw some like other contracts to go get a center. So that is going to be the next step, is let's go get ourselves a brand new center, because having Omer be the starter is not going to cut it. Trying to find my center of this team this offseason, and I'm offering Harris, Day'Ron Sharpe, and Lively to get it done. And we got the Celtics offering me Cornette and Derek White. Of course, I don't really want that. But this one's interesting. We get Capella and Bruno Fernando. So Capella obviously would be an amazing starter right away. Definitely would be someone I'm looking for. Jovic, Duncan Robinson, obviously that's not really going to do it for me. Evan Fournier and Mitchell Robinson, though, I do find someone interesting, because we get Mitchell Robinson, who would be an immediately good starter for us. And then Evan Fournier's contract next offseason is actually expiring, but we could technically accept it to try to flip that $19 million for something else. So that's definitely something I'm looking at. Zach Collins, Devontae Graham. Zach Collins is really solid as well, but he doesn't really develop in 2K. If he was going to develop, I think I'd go for this one, but just not really something I'm looking at. And last but not least is like Gafford and DeLon Wright. So Gafford, honestly, low-key is kind of a stud, but at the same magnitude, I really don't know if I want him to be my starting center. I don't think that's going to be good enough. So I think I am going to be leaning towards this Knicks offer with Robinson and Fournier. I think with that Evan Fournier expiring we get next offseason, that's going to come in handy. I do kind of like this offer as well. But I'm going to go with the Mitchell Robinson one. So I'm going to go with Evan Fournier, Mitchell Robinson, because I feel like we can flip Evan Fournier's contract off next offseason, which is going to come in handy. So Robinson will be our starting center with a starting lineup of Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, Dame, Dorian Finney-Smith. I actually think that's going to be really solid. Defensively around Dame, that's going to be the best defensive players he's had around him in his career in my mind. So that's going to be awesome. So progression, Dame is down. Mikal Bridges is down, unfortunately. But Dinwiddie is up. And then Dinwiddie's contract could also be used if we need to. So definitely still some assets, still some things we can do. Of course, we kind of went all in on Dame. But since Brookyln has no incentive to tank and to be bad, I think getting Dame could make some sense. And they actually have some guys that I think Portland would actually be interested in, which is why I think Brookyln realistically could get him if it's a good offer. It's not going to be no like terrible offer like I've seen some Nets fans suggest on Twitter. But regardless, Dame, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Finney-Smith, Robinson, Dinwiddie, Royce O'Neal, Seth Curry, and Omer. Not going to lie, the bench after Dinwiddie falls off quite a bit, but it's what we're working with for now, and I'm okay with it. Proficiency is going to land us at 3.5 balanced. Could we be 4-star anywhere? We cannot. So I'll leave it at a balanced system. We shall see how this season goes. A backcourt of Dame and Bridges, I think, is going to be obviously awesome, but we definitely need to upgrade things around it, and eventually this team could maybe become a championship team. So we are at the trade deadline, and I'm trying to upgrade the bench, and I see this offer of Deni Avdija from the Washington Wizards. I don't know why they're trying to get rid of him, but Washington is known for getting rid of young guys, and they obviously blossom somewhere else. Hence Rui Hachimura, and I really can't think of another example at the top of my head right now, but I feel like I should be offering at least another second in order to get this done. So Washington is going to go for it by adding Seth Curry, David Duke, Yuta Watanabe, and a second-round pick, and we get Deni Avdija, so sign me up for that. We needed to upgrade our bench a little bit anyway, so I'm so okay with that. And I think Avdija coming here is going to be amazing. I'm going to move him to small forward right away and have him be like a huge upgrade off our bench immediately. And then he could blossom here, potentially pop off a little bit. That's another asset we could throw into trade, or he just goes off and is going to be really good for us. So either way, I think we win in that scenario. So right now, we're only 29 to 27. We still have time to keep adding to the team. We're in the play-in at this moment. I definitely still want to add like another star this offseason if I can. So probably using like Fournier's contract, like I said, and then maybe Mitch Robinson's salary. We're going to figure it out. We're going to try to upgrade this team even further. This season may be a wash. Maybe we don't win this year, but eventually we're going to get the right pieces here. At the end of the season, we finished up as a play-in team as a 7th seed in the East. A little disappointed by that, but we had 32 from Dame, 26 from Mikal Bridges, and then 15 from Dinwiddie. I low-key kind of regret not trading Dinwiddie at the deadline for maybe like a first-round pick or two, just because I feel like we could have gotten something for him to use in another trade down the line. Probably should have done that, but Cameron Johnson, 15. He's honestly, in my mind, the perfect starting small forward. Obviously, he's shooting great. Can play a little bit of defense for us, so I like him a lot. Deni Avdija, Dorian Finney-Smith, and Omer. So even Finney-Smith is someone also we could look at maybe trading away. So we're definitely going to be looking at getting another star this offseason as we do get in the playoffs, and look who we get to play again. It's going to be Philadelphia this time, of course. We come a little bit different this time. We're going to have Dame, Mikal Bridges, Deni Avdija, Finney-Smith, Robinson, Dinwiddie, Cameron Johnson, Royce O'Neal, and then Omer. I don't think we beat Philly still, but it's worth a shot. Somebody current round. And we are going to, get bounced in 6. So at least we can get swept this time. But now it is time to up the aggressiveness. We got the Rockets and the Hawks. And let's somebody current round on that. You have the Hawks win the championship. So also, Brookyln being a bigger market should help out recruitment as well for stars. So Dame, of course, has always been in Portland, which is a smaller market. And it looks like Phoenix's pick is actually not going to go to us this year, which kind of sucks. But Pelicans #1 via Milwaukee, which is insane that they could add another player through that. And then we are going to have, do we even have a pick? It doesn't even look like it. So I don't think we even have a draft pick unless if I'm just not seeing it at this moment. Yeah, I don't see it at this moment, but I could just be, my eyes could be tricking me. So did I have a pick? Because I did not see it. So let's see. Yeah, we didn't have a pick at all. So no pick at all, which kind of sucks. But of course we did like make trades for Dame. So that's probably why. But it is time, like I mentioned, to get even better. So head coach, I think Jack Vaughn is fine if we can just bring him back. I think he's done a great job since taking over, so I'm going to go ahead and snag him, and then we'll fill the rest of this out, and then I plan on adding another star here, if possible. So someone who matches Evan Fournier's salary perfectly is Lauri Markkanen. I think Lauri Markkanen could obviously make a ton of sense next to Bridges and Dame and kind of help us out with our scoring punch. He went down from 25 to 15, but we could definitely adjust that a little bit. So I'm offering Fournier in this first-round pick to get him. They don't agree to that, which makes sense. I'm also going to throw in, actually, I can't throw in Omer. Never mind. I'm going to go ahead and throw in another first. They don't agree to that. What if I threw in this 2027 Suns pick? They still don't agree. And I'll throw a second and another second, and they do agree. We get Lauri Markkanen on the team. So, took 2 first-round picks, basically. He'll be our brand new power forward of this team. So just like that, we still have Finney Smith as well coming off our bench. So Mitchell Robinson. But I think with a starting 5 of Dame, Mikal Bridges, Cameron Johnson, Laura Markkinen with Finney Smith, and then you have Omer and Mitchell Robinson, I think that's really solid. It's just a matter of getting more bench pieces as well. So we're going to have to use our mid-level. We're going to have to definitely use it to our advantage. So FD I want to bring back. I want to bring back Dinwiddie as well. So hopefully I can pull all that off. We shall see what I can afford. So Dinwiddie, of course, is going to be at the top of my priority list. Isaiah Joe also would be another piece. Amazing piece to add who shouldn't even be here, but he is. So sign me up for some Isaiah Joe if he wants to come to Brooklyn. So we're going to sign him. It's going to renounce Royce O'Neal. That's okay. I don't think I was going to bring... Actually, if I can not renounce him, I won't. And then we're going to sign Isaiah Joe. Make sure that is taken care of. And then Dinwiddie, are you still out here? Are you still got... Dinwiddie is still here. So I'm going to offer him a deal as well. And then I'm going to offer Avdia a deal if I can find him. There he is. Daniel Avdia is going to be signed back. And then do we have anything else we can sign? Royce O'Neal I'm going to bring back as well. So very nice. We're going to have some really good role players this offseason with Markkinen added to the mix. I love it. And we can add another really good piece. So O'Neal I made an offer to already. Jayshawn Tate, Thibault, Bogdan. What do we need the most? We got Dinwiddie coming off for Damian Lillard. Isaiah Joe was a really nice add. Backing up Mikal Bridges, Danny Avdia, Cameron Johnson, Finney Smith, Markkinen, and then Robinson and Omer. So that's looking good. So it's just a matter of signing anyone I really want, to be honest with you. So I'm going to sign let's sign Bogdan for more scoring. Or do we want Matisse Thybulle? Let's bring in a Matisse Thybulle for some scoring punch. I'll sign Royce O'Neal. And then I don't know if I can still sign Matisse. I still can. So boom, just like that. Got all that back. And Markkinen was the big add. And we still have the ability to potentially add to the deadline as well if we need to. So Dame is down 1. Dinwiddie is down 1, but Markkinen, Mikal Bridges 87, Dame is 92, Robinson 81, and that's all looking very good. And everyone as a 77 overall or above. So this rotation's looking actually really nice. Made it to the plan last year. We can still add potentially at the deadline. So I feel like we're in a really good spot right now. I really do. Obviously, we're trying to be a top seed in the East, be a real big threat to winning a championship. I don't think we're there yet. I think with one more really good add, we could be. So that's kind of what we need to look at. Who is going to be the guy that's going to take us over the top? I really think it's an upgrade that center spot because I like Cameron Johnson. I guess technically it could be upgrade that small forward as well. So whether it's upgrade that small forward or the center spot, that is what I'm going to be looking at next. Hopefully the deadline we can we can pull it off because both Johnson and Robinson are decent contracts. And then we can throw like Finney Smith, Thibault, whatever we need to because we have so much depth right now, which is looking good. So it's a matter of finding what we can find at the deadline and hopefully we can upgrade that small forward or center spot at the trade deadline, and this team should be ready to go compete. Okay, so we're stopped at the trade deadline, and right now we're actually pretty decent, but I'm looking to be a contender this year. So I have 4 players in mind that I want to try to snag. 2 of them is upgrading the small forward spot, and 2 of them is upgrading that center position. So the first 2 is either Kawhi or Paul George. Now, the problem with this one is they're both 34, 33. So I don't know if I want to go that route. Of course, out of them, they'll probably be good this year, but long term, don't know how good it's going to really be if we did go that route. So those are the first 2 that I'm looking at, either adding one of those 2. The next guy, next 2 I'm kind of looking at. And of course, there's some other options, but I'm also looking at this as well. So if we take a look at, let's see, what was it? And then the Mavericks are selling, but obviously we're not doing that. So the other 2 options were going to be the Suns' DeAndre Ayton, who have him as a trade piece right now. We believe that DeAndre Ayton could be acquired via trade. So we can get DeAndre Ayton, a former teammate of Mikal Bridges, or the other one that I kind of like the idea of, and then Minnesota maybe as well, but I'm not going to go that direction, I don't think. The other one was Porzingis, who we can move to center, have a Markkinen, Porzingis front court, and those 2 could space the floor like crazy. And then defensively, that would be okay, decently enough. So I actually kind of like the idea of that as well. It's just a matter of which one do we want. So how easy is it going to be? Let's see what all of them are doing right now on the season. So if we go look at the season stats, because one of these guys are going to be so important to add what we want next. So if we look at the Wizards, we got Porzingis averaging 26.5 points per game. Really can't beat that. That would be amazing to add to this team. We go to the Clippers right now and see what they're doing. You have Kawhi and PG both having kind of down years at this point. Don't really think I should go this direction. And they're both shooting terribly. Yeah, I don't think getting Kawhi or PG makes a ton of sense. And of course, the Suns, DeAndre Ayton. So I think we're definitely looking at the center position upgrade. DeAndre Ayton's averaging 16 and 9. So which one do we want? I don't know. But we're going to try for one of them. I don't know how easy it'll be to match either contract either. So let's see how this is going to go. Porzingis is making $33 million. Pretty sure Ayton's making something similar to that. So yeah, both similar contracts. I'm going to try for Porzingis first, just because I feel like it might be a little bit easier, but we'll see. So Dinwiddie's contract is probably going to have to be in this trade. We only need 10 more million in here, and that's why we have that Finney Smith salary. So Dinwiddie and Finney Smith Don't know how much more we need in this trade, but maybe another first down the line. One unprotected, and then let's say it's one more unprotected. 2028, 2029. We got Porzingis. Porzingis is that upgrade, and we also get Mitch Robinson, which I honestly didn't really mean to do, but you know what? That works out. So Mitch Robinson's our brand new backup center, and we got Dame, Mikal Bridges, Avdia, Markkanen, Porzingis, Robinson, Cameron Johnson, Isaiah Joe, and Omer. That should be good enough in my mind to potentially be a contender in this Eastern Conference. I really love the spacing, and then Denny Avdia is going to step up in that starting small forward role. So yeah, Avdia was a really nice grab as well. He is up to an 80 overall, so looking really good. Hopefully this team could prove me what I want to be. Hopefully we're a contender. We can go win a championship this year. That'd be amazing. Once again, we run into Philly for the third straight year. So hopefully this time around, we're geared up and in a good position to take them down. I feel really good about what we have on our roster. It's just a matter of seeing if we can take them down. Markkanen will have to be re-signed this offseason if we're going to have to run it back. Hopefully we can just win a championship like right now, but I don't know. So Philadelphia, of course, they got James Harden, Maxey, Joel Embiid, Karis LeVert, got Edmund Summer, Luke Kennard. So very good team. They are starting Paul Reed and Embiid together, which is kind of weird, but still, we'll see what happens. Let's see. Game 1, up 1-0. 158 to 124. Dame with 37 to 16. 36 35. I mean, if these three are averaging 30 in the series, of course, that's going to go a long way, but probably not going to happen. Game 2, 120 to 119. Cameron Johnson drops 30 this time. That's going to be very, very good to have if we keep that going. 2 to 1. We lose by, what was that, 27, if I can do math correctly. Probably didn't say that correctly. And then can we beat them in 5? Are we finally going to get revenge on Philly? We do beat them. Finally, beat them in 6. And now we get probably Atlanta, which Atlanta's probably going to beat us because Atlanta is annoying in 2K, as we all know. So, very good team in Atlanta. Of course, the depth is just kind of there for them. And, yeah, I'm assuming we're going to lose. But you never know. Game 1, 127 to 121. Trae Young, 24 and 15. 36 and 10. Game 2, even it up. Game 3, 2 to 1. Game 4 would be a big 3 to 1 lead. We do. And if we can take down Atlanta, we should be able to beat anybody. Yes, let's go. We're in. This is exactly what we wanted. We went out there. I will admit, I've traded way too many picks in this video, like probably unrealistically, to be honest with you. Don't know if you can trade that many picks. I've done a lot of damage with the draft picks in this video. Detroit has a lot of depth, though. They got Cade Cunningham, Ivy, Isaac, Jeremy Grant, Duran, Claxton, Oji Anunoby, Cameron Whitmore. It almost doesn't make any sense how many good players they have on their roster, especially coming off their bench as well on top of that. But game 1, up 1-0, 122 to 117, 27, 6 and 8. Game 3, or game 2, I should say. I'm jumping ahead of myself. Game 3, hopefully we can win this one. We're down 2 to 1. Game 4, down 3 to 1. And game 5, we are going to win that one. So hopefully we can maybe, just maybe, win a game 6 and then force a game 7. We shall see what happens here. So let's see if we can do just that. All we got to do is win game 6. We go back to Detroit. Anything is possible in a game 7. Let's go. Come on. Take care of business here in game 6, and the world is ours. So, looking good. We're blowing them out, and we are going to go to a game 7, it looks like, unless we blow it at the end, which they actually kind of got back into it, but 46 from Dame pushes us to a game 7. Now, can we win this game 7 to get our ticket to the NBA Finals? First time in Dame's career, he has a chance at getting to the finals. Can we get it done, though? It's not looking good. They jump up to a huge lead. Can we get back in this game? Can we get back in the game? And they're blowing us out badly, 90 to 133. So, the Rockets have Anthony Davis. Wow, that's crazy. They have Şengün and AD, and then that's a good roster. But we unfortunately lose to Detroit as they go on to win a championship. I don't even know how they haven't had that many good players, but we are going to be running it back one more year. I feel like I should give this roster another year because we were so close, yet so far, Washington's going to get one. And of course, I've traded so many picks that this lottery doesn't even matter for us. So let's just get straight to work and let's see what else we can do. So at the end of this last season, we actually finished up at 59 and 23 as Jack Vaughn gets that Coach of the Year appearance. Dame does get it on All-NBA second team, which is lovely to see. And then that's going to be it. So here we go. First team in the Eastern Conference. Do we get all the way back to the conference finals and then maybe take that step to the NBA Finals? That is the question. So 31 from Dame, 20 from Bridges, 18 from Porzingis, and then 15 from Johnson, 13.5 from Markkanen, and then 7 from Denny Avdia, 6 from Chris Duarte, and then 6 from Omer. So here we go. Toronto in round 1. They have Jaylen Brown. This is actually a pretty good roster with Ben Simmons also on the team. Siakam, Barnes, Fred VanVleet. Hopefully we don't lose to them. Similarly current round, and we are going to beat them in 4, but now we get Cleveland. As we know, Cleveland has added Brandon Ingram to this team. How on earth did they pull that off? Of course, he's only making $11 million. So with Jaden Hardy, Terrence Davis, Landry Shamet, similarly current round, and they are going to beat us in 7. So that is the Cleveland Cavaliers for you. They just get whatever they want added to what they already have. And you know what? That is how the video shall ends. We got the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Blazers without Dame, and they lose to the Cavs. So that'll be it for me. Overall, I feel really good about what we still brought into Brooklyn. I will say, I think I went off the rails a little bit in this one. I think I traded way too many picks in this video, like kind of unrealistically. I will admit to that. So gotta be better next time, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. Let me know you guys' overall thoughts on what you think the Nets should do this offseason. Until next time, this is Crushables. I'll see y'all in the next one. Saying peace. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you click here to watch another video that I know you'll love.